Hey guys, how is it going, and welcome back to another video. Now today I'm actually going to be doing a different type of video than what I would usually be doing. So today I'm actually going to be reviewing an app. So this app is available for iPhones from iPhone 5S and above, I believe. What this app does is it turns your iPhone to be able to have its own portrait mode. So the iPhone 7 and above with the 8 and the X allows you to do something called the portrait mode. Camera will then focus on an object and it will blur out the entire background. But as for our lower iPhones, they don't currently support that. So this app allows you to do it. So this app is actually called Blur and Bokeh. Bokeh. I think that's how it is, Bokeh. So let's just grab a candle and let's try and take a photo. So this is what it looks like when it's loading up, and you have so many different effects that you can use, but the main one for me is the depth effect, so it will blur out the background. You can then select a photo, and then if I just move it away a bit, take the picture, I can then press on use photo, and then we'll be able to crop our photo if we want to, but if we don't, then we just click on the next arrow. And then once we have got into our photo, you can see that it has kind of blurred out the background. Now this app isn't the best one because it obviously is quite hard for an app to do that, where obviously with the iPhone 7 and the 7 Plus and 8 and X, it will then allow you to do the portrait mode a lot better than what this does. So I'm going to download the results, so I just press on the share button, press on download, and you can even share it to all of your social media. And then once I go into photos, it's then there. So as you can see, it hasn't done the best job. It got a little bit confused over here, and it's blurred out a little bit there. But I have to say though, considering it's done a pretty good job. Oh, it's cut out a bit here where it hasn't blurred. But I've taken a few examples, and some of them are really good and some of them aren't the best. So I'm going to show you that, guys, now, and I'll show you on my laptop. Okay, so I think this is one of my favourite examples of one of the things that it does here. So this is here with the portrait off, and then if we go on to the next one, this is it with the portrait on. So you can see that around the edges it has blurred out a lot more, but this one is actually kind of hard to tell which is which. So as you see around the edge, it has blurred it out anyway from where the phone is so close. But if you go on to the next one, it's blurred it out a little bit more. Got a little bit confused around this area here. But I think apart from that, it's done a pretty good job. Here it's got a little bit confused. But I think one of the here. See, as you can see, it's blurred this part, but here it hasn't blurred it at all. But then it's gone back to blur, and it's got a little bit confused over here. But I have to say though, considering this is only an app, it's done a pretty good job, and I have to say this is actually a pretty good picture taken by me. Thank you. So the next example is this one, and I really like this one because I think it's done a really good job of it, because it has blurred out the back enough that you can still kind of see her fur. But one thing I have to say about this app is that it's not very going around the edges, it's more blocky, so it creates like a square, will blur it, and then a little square, then a big square, because here you can see this is just one straight line and then going back down again. But I think it's done a pretty good job considering. Now here, I don't think it knew what was going on. It was saying to me, what do you want me to focus on? What am I meant to focus on? I'm not even sure what I wanted to focus it on. I just picked up the camera and took a picture. But yeah, so as the bottom here, you can see it's done a terrible job. Here it has done an absolute terrible job. It has done a pretty good job though, I have to say, around the edges. Oh, here. Yeah, this wasn't a very good example at all. See, now I think this one is a pretty good example as well, because as you can see, the big flower is what I wanted it to focus on, but it has sort of blurred it out. It hasn't. I need to connect my MacBook. I need to charge it. So this one isn't the best because it's got a little bit confused around the edges. Around here, it hasn't done a very good job. here, here as well. But I have to say though, the one good thing about this app is that it does blur out the very back well. It's just as it gets closer to the subject, it doesn't really focus that well. So this one, I think it's done actually a really good job, because it has done a very good job of focusing on the subject and blurring out the background. So here is it off, and then here is it on. So as you can see, as we get closer to the edges, it has blurred out pretty well, and you can just about see enough of his fur, except I've noticed that the blur kind of stops here. It doesn't really continue, and then it stops, and then it continues around the edge again. And around the carpet, it hasn't really focused, but it has done a pretty good job, I think. This one was going to be the easiest to do, because everything that I wanted it to focus on was in the front, and everything in the back should have been blurred. Are you ready for this? Yeah, it didn't focus on anything, and it didn't blur out hardly anything. So as we look, it's blurred out this, it's kept this part in focus, but it hasn't blurred out that. It's blurred out all of this. This is in focus. So I literally have no idea what this was trying to do. I have to say though, considering this is a free app, so this app is free on the App Store, it does an okay job. I think it's mainly for things that are more in front than the others, so it doesn't really do a good job if it's all sort of in line. But then again, if you get close enough to the subject that you want it to take a picture of, the camera app on the phone does that anyway. So if I just quickly show you. But yeah, as you can see, when we get into the camera app, as we get closer to the subject that we want to take a photo of, it does do a really good job of blurring out that background. I think it's done a pretty good job. This is a free app. As I said, it's called Blur and Bokeh, I think. And I'm sure there are others that are available on the App Store, but this is just one that I found, Blur and Bokeh. And this is the way how you can get portrait photos on your phones for those that don't support it. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to go down there and leave a like on this video and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers before Christmas. So if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, then please go down there and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to follow me on all of my social media, Twitter, Instagram and Snapchat, all Gamak Gaming. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and you will see me in my next video. See you later. Goodbye.